Alrighty, boys. Today we got a banger for you. Top 10 quarterbacks in MUT. Now, I'm not going to count the 95 still. Those guys are still kind of goofy looking. We will count one of the 95s that came off for Team of the Week, boys. So, you already know who that is. He'll be on this list. We'll go through it. We're going to get in depth. Take a little bit of time with this, and I'm going to let you know why each one is at each position and how we move up. Alright? So let's get right into it. Alrighty, boys, here we are at MUT.gg. We're going to go through the list, right? Number 10, the captain. Alright, the captain. He's still really good, man. That release is definitely top 3, right? You got the over-the-top 2 is a top 3 release in the game, I believe. Throws a tight spiral, conservative, and his sense pressure is ideal, okay? Just recently, this is starting to make a factor, especially with the zero chill abilities, right? So this guy is still viable, right? I played against him today. Now he's getting a little outdated, right? Speed is still good. All the accuracies are everything you could ask for. You could throw on 1 AP Gunslinger with the AKA X Factor. I mean, you only get it for a certain amount of time, but still, you need Gunslinger, boys. You absolutely need Gunslinger, and you can still get it for 4 AP on this card. Or you can throw on the AKA X Factor. Number 10, boys, Andy Luck, the captain. And at number 9, we got Vince Young. So these next two could really be interchangeable. The reason I have Vince Young at 9, though, is because he doesn't throw a tight spiral, right? When you don't get a tight spiral, guys, the ball tends to float and lean a little bit behind the receiver, allowing the defender to make a play on the ball. I used Vince Young for a very, very long time. Now, what makes him very good is his speed, his acceleration. He still has very good throw power, right? This card is still very, very good. Hair better than Luck. I recently changed my opinion about this card because he was number 1 in my previous top 10 ranking, right? The non-tight spiral thing is a major factor. Also, his release is good. It's still unknown, which is crazy, right? Release unknown. But sometimes he gets like a hitch in it. And I haven't figured it out. I don't know if it's like a rolling out of the pocket to the right and throwing a little bit further to the left type thing. I don't know what it is. He did have a little hitch, and he would not throw tight spirals. Would allow the ball to loft a little bit sometimes, so you get inconsistent throws. You don't know what you're going to throw. You don't know if sometimes it's going to be a laser or sometimes it's going to be a little bit more lofted, right? And you kind of need to know that, especially on corner routes. If you're throwing a laser, sometimes that can get picked off. If it's getting lofted, it's better for you. But if you're trying to throw a laser in the middle of the field and it gets lofted and allows the defender to catch up to it, you're going to throw a pig, right? So number 9 for you guys, Vince Young. And at number 8, boys, we have Jaden Daniels. Why is Jaden Daniels slightly ahead of Vince Young, in my opinion? They honestly could be interchangeable. Vince Young does have better attributes, but Jaden is more consistent of a thrower, right? He gets that tight spiral, so you know what kind of throw you're going to get from him every time. You're not going to get that random lofted ball. A negative, though, is his sense pressure being paranoid, right? We're starting to see with people putting under pressures on and stuff that if they get into that zone, you might get a random red. I actually got one today from a quarterback that's on this list, and it caused me to throw an interception. Now, that is a negative, and that's why he's sliding down this list a little bit. But him and Vince Young, pretty much interchangeable. 3/4 1 for a QB release, right? A little bit more buttery than Vince Young's. I did start finding a hitch in Vince Young's throw. It's very minimal for Vince Young, but it does pop up, and it is a problem sometimes. So that's why Jaden Daniels is your number 8 quarterback. And at number 7 on the list, boys, we have Sam Darnold. Why is Sam number 7 on the list? Well, he has a buttery release, that over-the-top 2. That's that Andy Luck release, one of the best in the game. 94 throw power, extremely good accuracies, good throw on the run, good throw under pressure. But he also has that sense pressure paranoid, and he's a little bit on the slower side, boys. 85 speed. It is enough to get the job done, but it's a little too slow, right? You're going to get hawked sometimes. When you might think you have a 10-yard gain, it might only be a 5-yard gain. And that is why Sam Darnold is only number 7 on the list. And at number 6, boys, it's Anthony Richardson. Why is Anthony Richardson number 6 on the list, boys? Well, we're starting to get some zero AP ability, guys, right? And before Zero Chill came out, this guy was still used by the comp scene, right? He has 91 speed, 90 acceleration. He's a very good scrambling quarterback, allows you to get outside the pocket, break off some nice runs. He has the lower 3/4 2 release, which is really, really good. It does have a slight hitch in one of the throws, so you will see him throw out a sack slightly more than some quarterbacks. but he has ideal for sense pressure. He throws a tight spiral. He has good throw power, good accuracies. You could also even throw on an Angry Runs X Factor for this guy. It costs 1 AP, and you're going to be able to win the first exchange with a defender, so like a truck or a juke move, and you can just really go have fun with this card, right? This is still a really good card. Unfortunately, we're starting to see 0 AP abilities, boys. So that's why Anthony Richardson is number 6 on this list. Alrighty, boys, we are in the top 5, and number 5 is Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb is essentially just a better Andrew Luck, right? He has that over-the-top 2, same release. It's definitely a top 3 release in the game. His sense pressure is average, which is fine, and he does throw a tight spiral. Now, what makes him so much better than Andrew Luck? Well, he's a much better runner. I know they have the same speed, but he has better acceleration. He's better at breaking the sack. This guy can really get out of the pocket, roam around. He can even run for some yards. The other thing that makes him much better is he gets a discounted gunslinger, boys. 3 AP for gunslinger really makes this card much better, right? Saving AP anywhere is crucial. You need AP. Abilities are king in this game, unfortunately, and that's why Donovan McNabb is number 5 on the list. And then number 4 on the list, we have our first and only 95 Team of the Month, Joe Burrow, 95 overall. He's number 4 on the list because he's pretty slow, guys, right? Unfortunately, speed is king in this game, and you do need to get outside of the pocket sometimes. And with 84 speed and 80 agility, guys, you're not going to be able to do that very much, right? Now, you might be able to squirt through some lanes in the pocket, and that's about it, right? He has very good passing attributes. Over the top 4 is not an elite release, guys. It's a good one. It's not bad. I'd rather have some other ones. Definitely rather have some other ones. He does have that ideal sense pressure. He does throw a tight spiral. But what makes this card so good, boys? He gets discounted abilities. 2 AP Gunslinger. And you could also throw on Master Tactician, which is basically the God stack right now for quarterbacks. Master Tactician is Conductor, Hot Route Master, and Playmaker all in one. 3 abilities for 4 AP. And you can get Gunslinger. That's what makes this card so good. Unfortunately, he's just a little bit slow, so that leaves him at number 4 on the list. At the number 3 spot, it's Caleb Williams, right? You're probably looking at this 86 speed, 86 acceleration. What is going on? Well, he has very, very good throwing attributes, right? He has an average sense pressure, but lower 3/4 1, boys, I think is the best release in the game. I was getting off throws with this card that I could never even imagine, right? There was right in my face. It definitely should have been either a sack, at the very best, a throw out of sack. I was able to get it off, right? Off to the flat, and we gain a bunch of yards, right? You're able to hold onto the ball much longer because it is such a quick release. He also gets discounted abilities, right? 3 AP Gunslinger. Now, a lot of people might say that Joe Burrow is better than this card. I don't think so, right? You're losing a few passing attributes, and you're gaining 2 speed, you're gaining 6 acceleration, much more agility, and this is a team builder, right? So he goes on multiple different teams, right? Now, I don't know if it's your team. I did have Packers. I was running them at a 40 Packers, right? So I was getting 88 speed, 88 acceleration. And he was good enough. He was much better than good enough, right? He was able to get outside of the pocket. I could run and scramble for yards. He was a little bit of a threat, enough of a threat for them to have to come down and chase me. And then you could playmaker somebody up and hit a good pass. If they sent a blitz, a pinch bug 0, or a 6-1 Sam Will blitz off the edges, I was able to sit in the pocket long enough. And if I didn't make a correct read, I could just check it down in my flat. He made so many good throws. I honestly might go back to this card. I recently have gotten a new quarterback, and I think this guy is better because of the release, right? Honestly, this release is absolutely butter. One of the best in the game, if not the best in the game. Amazing passing abilities, amazing passing attributes, and good enough speed for me, right? Definitely good enough speed for me. And that is your top 3, number 3, Caleb Williams. And at number 2, boys, we have a controversy. So number 1 and number 2 are Zero Chill players. Now, what sets these guys apart, in my opinion, are abilities, right? They're both going to get 0 AP abilities, but I believe one gets a better stack than the other. Now, CJ Stroud is going to have your better attributes as a quarterback, right? Without the 0 Chill boost, he's going to have 91 speed. He has extremely good throwing power, extremely good accuracies. But another thing that sets these quarterbacks apart is their release. Over the top 4, in my opinion, is just slightly above average. It's not good. It's definitely not great. And I believe the next quarterback has a very good one. he does have that tight spiral and he does have average sense pressure. So let's take a look at the abilities. Now, this is why he's number 2, okay? He gets 0 AP Gunslinger, which is a must in my opinion. You must have Gunslinger. And then you can go ahead and you could rock any of these, right? You could throw any single one of these on. Set Feet Lead if you wanted to. And then Gunslinger. Or Gunslinger and Hot Route Master. And then throw some other abilities on other players. Now, these are good, right? And this is why he's number 2. He's got great attributes. And he gets a 0 AP ability. But when we get to number 1, I'll show you exactly why CJ Stroud was number 2. And then number 1, boys, it is Baker Mayfield. And you're probably looking at these attributes saying, how is this guy better than CJ Stroud? Well, believe it or not, I've used this card, and he is more than capable of getting outside the pocket and creating some yards by himself. He's also allows it to maneuver around and inside the pocket. It's not as bad as it looks. I'll be honest with you, right? Now, you would love to see this a little bit higher, but with the Zero Chill Theme Team boost, it does get over 90. In fact, it goes to 91. He also goes on better theme teams. That's why, in my opinion, he's a little bit better than Stroud. He goes on a better theme team right now. He also has a better release, okay? I think 3/4 5 is probably number 2 release in the game. I still think Caleb Williams is better. A lot of people think that Baker Mayfield's release is the best in the game. I still think Caleb Williams is better in my opinion. A negative, though, he does get Paranoid Sense Pressure, and I did have a red throw today because of it, and I threw a pick. Wasn't too happy about it. Now, what really sets this card apart, in my opinion, is what I would call the God Stack right now. It's 0 AP Gunslinger, which Stroud does get, but then Master Tactician for 4 AP. Now, Master Tactician is Quarterback Playmaker, Hot Route Master, and Conductor all in one. And if you add those up, that's 8 AP. So for half the price, you get Master Tactician, you get all those abilities. Now, is Master Tactician absolutely necessary? No, in my opinion, I've been just fine without any of those, without Hot Route Master, without Conductor. It just is really nice, right? It's really, really useful. Being able to hot route so quickly and quick snap people is really useful. Being able to put your running back on a Texas route or a receiver on a zig route at any time is super nice. And Playmaker, if you're able to get outside of that pocket and you have a running back flat there and you can send him upfield instantly, you're either creating more running yards for your quarterback, or if that quarterback decides to guard you, then you have a running back streaking up the field wide open. So in my opinion, guys, that's why Baker Mayfield is the number 1 quarterback in the game. And there you have it, boys. Your top 10 quarterbacks in MUT right now. Zero Chill obviously dominating the game. Baker number 1. He's got that God Stack. A little bit better release, in my opinion, than Stroud. Stroud does have the better attributes, but I'd much rather run Master Tactician and Gunslinger and have a faster release. Now, we're going to see. I do think Caleb Williams has the best release in the game still. I'm going to continue to use Baker. And let me know down in the comments below, who are you guys using at quarterback right now? Are you going to pick any of these dudes up? Also, let me know if you think I got anything wrong, where certain people should be on the list. Feel free, leave some comments. Let me know what your opinions are. I'll be more than happy to read them right back to you. So that being said, boys, if you made it this far into the video, it does take me a long time to make these. If you can leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. That being said, boys, I hope you had a blessed day. Peace!